Unveiling the fascinating life of Mary Wollstonecraft. Mary Wollstonecraft emerged in the 18th century as a pioneering force for women's rights, advocating fiercely for equality. Her early life in London, marked by strife due to an abusive father, shaped her resolve. Wollstonecraft, alongside her sister Eliza and friend Fanny Blood, founded a school in Newington Green, laying the foundation for her advocacy. This educational venture was a bold step, challenging societal norms and highlighting her commitment to women's enlightenment. Her literary debut, Thoughts on the Education of Daughters, 1787, paved the way for her seminal works, articulating a vision for women's liberation through education. Her magnum opus, A Vindication of the Rights of Woman, 1792, was a clarion call for educational reform and gender equality. Wollstonecraft's arguments were revolutionary, insisting that women were capable of reason and deserved equal opportunities to exercise it. This work not only cemented her legacy but also laid the groundwork for future feminist movements. Her life's journey, from the struggles of her youth to her audacious foray into the world of letters, showcases her indomitable spirit and enduring influence on the fight for women's rights. Mary Wollstonecraft emerged as one of the few women of her era to sustain herself through writing, a feat nearly unheard of in the 18th century. Her literary journey was not just a means of survival but a platform to challenge societal norms and advocate for women's rights. Her role as a translator and advisor to the radical publisher Joseph Johnson further cemented her influence in literary and reformist circles. Through this collaboration, she gained access to a network of progressive thinkers, which amplified her voice and ideas on women's education and equality. Wollstonecraft's daring spirit took her to France during the Revolution, a period of tumult and transformation. Witnessing the reign of terror firsthand, she developed a nuanced understanding of political upheaval, which she articulated in her writings on the French Revolution. Amidst her revolutionary explorations, Wollstonecraft's personal life flourished in complexity. She entered a relationship with American businessman Gilbert Imlay, with whom she had her first daughter, Fanny Imlay. This relationship, though fraught with challenges, inspired some of her most heartfelt writings. Her marriage to philosopher William Godwin in 1797 was a landmark event, uniting two of the era's most radical intellects. This partnership, though brief, was significant, blending their progressive ideologies and setting the stage for their daughter, Mary Shelley, to become a literary titan in her own right. Mary Wollstonecraft's marriage to philosopher William Godwin in 1797 was a union of two radical intellects, blending their revolutionary ideas on social reform and equality. Their partnership was a testament to their shared belief in intellectual companionship as the foundation of marriage, diverging from traditional matrimonial values of their time. The couple's intellectual harmony birthed a new era of thought, yet their time together was tragically short-lived. Wollstonecraft's death in 1797, following the birth of their daughter, Mary Shelley, left Godwin to navigate the challenges of single parenthood while mourning the loss of his profound partner. In the wake of Wollstonecraft's passing, Godwin took it upon himself to publish Memoirs of the Author of A Vindication of the Rights of Woman. His intention was to honor her memory and ideas, but the memoir's frankness about Wollstonecraft's personal life, including her relationships and children out of wedlock, stirred controversy. Godwin's candid revelations in the memoirs were groundbreaking, yet they initially cast a shadow over Wollstonecraft's reputation. The public was not ready to separate her personal choices from her intellectual contributions, leading to a period of diminished recognition for her pioneering work on women's rights. Over time, however, the very frankness that once damaged Wollstonecraft's reputation began to be seen in a different light, contributing to her legacy as a figure unbound by societal norms. Her work gradually regained its rightful place as foundational in feminist thought, showcasing the enduring power of her ideas despite early criticism. Mary Wollstonecraft's contributions to feminist thought are unparalleled. Her pioneering work laid the foundational stones for women's rights, advocating for equality and education. Her insights were ahead of her time, envisioning a society where women were considered equal to men, not because of inherent superiority, but due to equal opportunities in education and society. Her famous work, A Vindication of the Rights of Woman, was revolutionary, challenging the prevailing notions of women's inferiority. Wollstonecraft argued that women appeared inferior only because they were denied the same educational opportunities as men. This argument became a cornerstone for the feminist movements that followed, inspiring generations to fight for gender equality. Wollstonecraft's belief in the reform of social institutions to enable women to have equal opportunities was groundbreaking. She envisioned a world where women could contribute equally in all spheres of life, including politics and the economy. Her ideas laid the groundwork for the significant strides in women's rights and feminism that came after her. Her critique of women's roles in society was not only revolutionary but also brave. At a time when speaking out could lead to social ostracization, Wollstonecraft maintained that women's independence and rational thinking were essential. Her writings challenged the status quo and opened the door for future discussions on women's rights. Despite facing criticism and backlash for her views, Wollstonecraft stood firm in her beliefs. She was a staunch advocate for co-education, arguing that men and women learning together would foster mutual respect and understanding. Her advocacy for gender equality has made her an enduring figure in the history of feminist philosophy. Mary Wollstonecraft stood firm in her conviction that women's independence and the capacity for rational thought were essential for societal progress. Despite facing criticism, she tirelessly advocated for women to be seen as equals, challenging the status quo that relegated women to subordinate roles. Her bold stance marked the beginning of a transformative dialogue about gender equality. She also championed the cause of coeducation, arguing that men and women learning side by side would foster mutual respect and understanding. Wollstonecraft believed that shared educational experiences could break down the barriers of gender inequality, promoting a more equitable society where individuals were valued for their contributions rather than their gender. Wollstonecraft's influence extended beyond her immediate circle, reaching the Romantic poets who admired her courage and intellect. Figures such as Wordsworth and Coleridge were inspired by her pioneering ideas, which encouraged a broader appreciation of women's roles in both the literary and societal domains, signaling a shift in traditional perceptions. Her legacy continued to inspire future generations of feminists, including prominent figures like Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Virginia Woolf. These women, and many others, drew strength from Wollstonecraft's writings, using her ideas as a foundation upon which to build their own arguments for gender equality and women's rights. Despite the radical nature of her views during her lifetime, Wollstonecraft's writings on women's rights and education have left an indelible mark on the landscape of feminist thought. Her work, once considered controversial, has become a cornerstone of feminist literature, proving that her ideas were not only revolutionary but also ahead of their time. Mary Wollstonecraft ventured into novel writing with Mary, a fiction, in 1788, delving into the constrained lives of women. This work stands as an early critique of the societal limitations imposed on women, showcasing Wollstonecraft's keen insight into the gender disparities of her time. Her Scandinavian journey in 1795 birthed letters written during a short residence in Sweden, Norway, and Denmark, where she masterfully intertwined personal reflections with broader societal critiques. This collection of letters is celebrated as an early instance of travel literature, highlighting her adeptness in blending narrative with incisive observation. Wollstonecraft's writing prowess was evident through her ability to combine rational argumentation with passionate advocacy. Her eloquent prose not only communicated her ideas effectively but also stirred the emotions of her readers, making her arguments for social reform and women's rights all the more compelling. Despite her intellectual vigor, Wollstonecraft faced significant personal challenges, including battles with depression and multiple suicide attempts. These struggles underscore the depth of her commitment to her causes, demonstrating her resilience in the face of personal despair. Through her works and personal trials, Wollstonecraft remained unwavering in her quest for social and political reform. Her life's work laid a foundational stone for the feminist movement, illustrating the profound impact of her ideas on the fight for gender equality and women's rights. Despite facing daunting personal challenges, including battles with depression and surviving multiple suicide attempts, Mary Wollstonecraft's commitment to social and political reform never wavered. Her resilience in the face of personal adversity underscores the depth of her dedication to the causes she believed in, making her struggles an integral part of her legacy. Wollstonecraft's pioneering work laid the foundation for the first wave of feminism and the subsequent fight for women's suffrage. Her articulate arguments for equal rights and education for women paved the way for future generations to continue the battle for gender equality, marking her as a cornerstone of feminist history. Her legacy is celebrated worldwide through various memorials, including plaques and literary awards that bear her name. These honors not only commemorate her contributions to feminist philosophy and literature, but also serve as a reminder of the enduring relevance of her ideas in the ongoing struggle for equality. Considered a seminal figure in the history of feminist philosophy, Wollstonecraft's influence extends beyond her time, impacting not just the realm of academia, but also the broader cultural landscape. Her work continues to inspire and challenge, drawing new generations into the conversation about gender, rights, and education. The study of Mary Wollstonecraft's life and writings has spawned numerous biographies, academic studies, and literary critiques, each exploring different facets of her complex character and groundbreaking ideas. Through these works, her intellectual and emotional worlds are laid bare, offering profound insights into one of history's most influential feminist figures. Mary Wollstonecraft's correspondence and unpublished manuscripts shine a light into her intellectual and emotional world, offering a nuanced perspective on her life and thoughts. These documents reveal a woman who was deeply committed to her ideals, battling societal norms with every word she penned. Challenging traditional roles, Wollstonecraft argued against the notion of women as mere companions to men. Her work was revolutionary, advocating for a re-evaluation of women's positions in society. She believed in the potential of every woman to contribute meaningfully to the intellectual and moral fabric of society. Her vision extended beyond gender equality to encompass broader political and social reforms. Wollstonecraft's ideas were foundational to future movements seeking to dismantle oppressive structures. Her belief in the interconnectedness of personal liberation and societal change continues to inspire reformers today. Wollstonecraft's writings, characterized by their groundbreaking ideas and eloquent expression, remain a powerful force in feminist philosophy and literature. Her ability to articulate complex thoughts with clarity and passion has ensured her place as a seminal figure in the history of feminist thought. The enduring impact of Mary Wollstonecraft's work is a testament to the power of ideas to challenge and transform societal norms. Her life and legacy continue to be celebrated, influencing not just feminist movements, but also shaping broader discussions on equality and human rights.